What the heck is a budget meeting? And why in the world would we have an agenda for one? Hey guys, it's Allison with Baby Stepping to Freedom. I'm here to talk to you today about budget meetings, what a budget meeting is, and what a budget meeting for us looks like, and kind of the process of sitting down and having a budget meeting with the budget committee. Budget committee is us, me and Aaron. That's our budget committee and our budget team, and we have our meeting every month. So every month we sit down together and we talk about our budget, and we make sure we're both on the same page, we're both working towards the same goal, and every expense that might come up is accounted for. And we do that together, because doing things together is how you make sure that you are both working towards the same thing and both know what's going on when it comes to finances. Because if one person has no idea and is not on board, then what are we doing here, right? The budget meeting has been vital to our financial success during our debt-free journey and after our debt-free journey, and has just given us the ability to work together towards the same goal. We literally discuss every single aspect of our finances every single month. You think it would get boring, but every single month there's something new to talk about, and it usually isn't boring. So right now, our budget meeting happens once a month. We used to meet twice a month on the 1st and the 15th, but like I talked about in a recent video, our budget has changed. Still a little questionable because we're trying to figure out this once a month thing, but we now do our budget once a month versus twice a month, which is working out okay for us. So how it looks for us is we sit down together at the computer. Only maybe like twice we have not been next to each other at the computer. Sometimes, every once in a while, we need to do a budget when we're not together, but fortunately, we do our budget on Google Drive. We both have access to it. We can both edit it. So we have done over the phone budgets before, where we're both looking at the Google Drive spreadsheet and talking about it just like we would be if we are sitting next to each other. So that's not really ideal for us because it's just harder when you're not in the same place, but we have done it before. So Aaron's responsibility in the budget meeting is to bring all of our bills, like paper bills that we've received in the mail, and our cash envelopes. So we keep all that stuff downstairs. We meet upstairs right here. We have 2 chairs in this room for the purpose of our budget meeting. And so we come upstairs with the bills and the cash envelopes, and I sit at the computer and I run the spreadsheet. That's just because I kind of am a little crazy about my spreadsheet. I made it and it's organized based on my mind. It works for Aaron, but I run the spreadsheet because I'm just kind of the nerd like that. Aaron sits next to me and has a voice in every single aspect, but just doesn't like hit the numbers or like change the lines and stuff. I organize it based on my mind, but he's there with me. Like, the content is both of our content. So the very first step is we enter in our income. That's important. We have to make sure that our income is correct based on the paychecks that we got that month. And then we go through and we schedule all of our bills. A lot of our bills are on auto pay. Some of them we do through bill pay on our bank's website, and we have them just all listed out on our budget spreadsheet. So we just go down one by one and they're marked either bill pay or auto pay, so we know how we need to schedule those things. And as I'm entering and making the payments, Aaron's sitting next to me and verifying that I'm putting everything in the right way. One thing that is very important in all of this is that we're doing it together and he's verifying what I'm doing, so then if something's wrong, it's not on one of us. One time, we forgot to schedule our water bill and we got a past due notice, and both of us were like, how did that happen? Because we were both sitting there, and what happened was we just got distracted and started talking about something else, and we put it in our budget. We accounted for that cost, but we didn't actually schedule it, because when we write out our expenses, we also schedule everything within bill pay and all that, and we just missed it. And because it wasn't just me, I didn't feel guilty about it. It was both of us. We both made the mistake together. And so there was no guilt, there was no blame. It was like, oops, we did that. Moving forward, let's not do that again. So when entering and scheduling bills, it is very important to me that he's next to me, making sure I'm doing it correctly, because we're humans. We're gonna make mistakes and accidentally hit a wrong number or forget to press enter or whatever it is. So my fact checker is next to me as I'm entering in all of our payments. After that, we start discussing spending categories. So we have spending categories that we have in cash, and we have spending categories that we transfer to different accounts. So we start with our transfer ones because it's all kind of within the bank website. So we're in bill pay for all of our bills, and then we make transfers after that. So our gas expenses, our personal money, and other like random expenses, we have different accounts for. So we sit down and we discuss, what are the things that are coming up? How much gas money do we have? And we make that decision based on how much money is left in our gas account and how much we're anticipating driving the upcoming month. So for example, in the summer months, I'm off work and I'm not driving as much as I usually am. So we budget less for gas during the summer because I'm not driving to work every single day. After we go through and enter all of those transfers into our budget spreadsheet, I try to remember to actually make the transfer, but almost every single month I forget to make the transfer. And Aaron, my fact checker, is like, did you make that transfer? And I was like, no. Every month this happens. So we try to decide how much we need and then schedule the transfer after that. Next, we talk about our cash envelopes. So like I said, Aaron brings our bills and our cash envelopes into this room, and we sit down and we look through every category. So our cash envelope folder is organized in the same way as our cash envelope spreadsheet. So the first one is groceries. So on my spreadsheet, it says, how much are we budgeting for groceries? And the first category in the actual cash envelope is groceries. So we just go in there and we look at how much money do we have left. So let's say last month we budgeted $300 for groceries and we have $50 left. Well, maybe this month we only need to budget $250, or we're like, wow, we really don't need that much stuff. We have a lot of extra groceries and we have extra money. Maybe we only need $200 this month. Those are the conversations that we have back and forth, and we talk about, what are we out of? What do we need to buy? All of these things come up at our budget meeting, not just like how much money, but like, what are the things, what's our inventory on things around the house? And we both have stuff that we keep track of individually. Aaron, for some reason, enjoys keeping track of paper towels, toilet paper, all that, like what we call non-edible grocery, because we keep it in the garage and he sees it. I keep track of like our food and like body wash and shampoo, that kind of stuff. So we're both like on the same page and can talk about, okay, these are the things that I know that we are running out of. From there, we just do the whole cash envelope category, talk about things that we are expecting to spend money on that month, and enter it into the spreadsheet as we go. The final thing is we have a tab on our Google Drive spreadsheet that we call upcoming expenses. And what that is just kind of a running tally that we keep throughout the month. Because Google Drive can be on our phones, it's with us at all times. So if we think of something that's coming up the following month that we need to remember for the next budget meeting, we put it into upcoming expenses. So for example, we have a friend's wedding coming up. That's not something that is on our budget spreadsheet every single month that we're gonna remember. And sometimes when we sit down and we're talking about all these things, we forget those things that come up randomly throughout time, or someone's birthday or a holiday or something like that. So we throw that onto our upcoming expenses list. And so at the very end, we look at that list and we say, okay, anything random coming up this month? Oh, look, this wedding is happening this month. We need to make sure to work that into the budget. So we could work that into the budget under our gift category, which is one of our cash envelopes, or we could add a line into our budget and just put that as a separate thing. Either way, it's essentially the same thing. It all comes from the same pot, but it's just another way that we kind of stay organized as we are going through our budget. After that, it has all been subtracting from our income, and we have a remaining amount that shows what we have left, and that is what we put towards our savings. Previously we put towards our debt, now we put towards our savings. So it's just like taking all these expenses out of our income and we're left with the money. So we can see as we're going like where that, what we call remaining amount is at. So sometimes that impacts how we are budgeting for certain things. We're kind of, if we over budget and we see that number drop too low, like we're kind of like, oh, maybe we should change this number a little bit, or maybe we kind of over budgeted here. So that number impacts the budget as we go, but when all is said and done, we look at that number and we say, all right, that's the payment we're gonna make. Because in our budget, we also have a buffer. It's usually like $50 in our buffer. And so that's taken out as well. So that final number is just, that's what we transfer to savings. So when we first started, a budget meeting would take us about an hour every 2 weeks. And now it takes us maybe 15 minutes. We have just like got it down. We have a system. We both know the next thing we're gonna talk about. Everything is accounted for in our system, and so it's just like we knock it out real quick. Every once in a while there can be something that's a little tricky and we're like, oh, maybe we need to like wait, or maybe we need to like do extra here, something like that. But even during those weird times, our budget still goes pretty quickly, and that's because we talk about it all the time. We know what we're both working towards, and we have a system. So the whole point of this video is to share with you what we do, because maybe it might give you some ideas for how to have a budget meeting of your own, or how to organize your budget, or how to organize your conversations with your partner in creating a budget, anything like that. Or maybe you've never done a budget meeting before and you just don't really know what that looks like or even what it is. So that is why I made this video, just to give you one more piece of insight into our financial journey. Let me know down in the comments if you do something different during your budget meetings, or if your agenda looks a little different than ours, or we have a conversation that maybe you don't have. Any of those things, let me know down below. While you're down there, make sure you press that red subscribe button so you get notifications of all of my new videos that are coming out every week. Twice a week, you know I'm gonna be here, so press subscribe so you don't miss them. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you very soon. Bye.